on today. Want to discuss with you one of the reasons why God puts you and your spouse together. I got some notes, took some notes down, so we're going to kind of read off of that. So if I look down, that's what that is about. God actually gives you somebody who's going to make you challenge your weaknesses. When you come together for the first time, and as you are looking at your spouse, you're not thinking about that. But God has a bigger plan. Usually times when you come together with your spouse, you're thinking about it only from a physical standpoint. But God has a bigger plan than that for you. The addictions that you may have, the bad habits that you also may have, that spouse is put into your life, you not probably knowing it, is to challenge you to let those addictions and challenges go. Now, for a while, you're probably not going to recognize that this is happening because you're not thinking about it. And especially if you are the husband, you're going to be the one who fight against it because you know about being the head and you think what you say is go, and not understanding that your wife has been placed in your life to help you. And so until you get that info from God Almighty, you're probably going to fight those bad habits. But those addictions and those bad habits, your wife is there to help you be able to remove them. Why? Because they are there for you to produce and show unconditional love. Because a lot of times when we are about our addictions, about our bad habits, we want to stick with them, stay with them, be about them, and that keeps us from growing. But when we come into union with that, then we can learn what unconditional love is, because we are letting go something that's not good for us, even though our body may crave it. We can let it go and we can now display unconditional love. This person that the Lord has given you will help you develop patience, understanding, and for you to die to self. You know how hard it is for us to die to self. We want to do what we want to do. The body, the flesh wants and crave what it wants. But when we allow God to come in and we allow God to work through our spouse and our spouse to work with us, it helps us to die to self and to become a complete person. We would die to pride. We would not be to the point where we are displaying unforgiveness. We can remove shame, guilt, doubt, and the list goes on and on and on. We are partnering with Christ, because when we partner with our spouse and Christ to become better, then we can be better. It always used to get me about when we would say, my better half. And God shared with me basically what that means. It's not that that person is, your spouse is better than you. You're already a person and you have strengths and weakness. You are giving your wife, for the husbands, you are giving your wife, and she's your better half because your weakness is her strength. So her strength comes in. So for you, she's your better half because you also have strengths and weakness, but she comes in to help you deal with your weaknesses, i.e., she's your better half. And you are her better half. So that's what it means when we say your wife, in my case, being a male, my wife is my better half because she comes in and completes me more. That's why the two become one. That's why it's so much closeness when you talk about husband and wife given to each other from God. I'm going to close out with Ecclesiastes chapter 4. We're going to do verses 9 through 12. And it reads, two are better than one, see, because they have a good reward for their toil work. For if they fall, one will lift up the other. But woe to the one who is alone and falls and does not have another to help. Again, if two lie together, they keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? And though one might prevail against another, two will withstand one. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. You must understand that you and your spouse, you're better together than separate. Because when you are by yourself, you fall, you ain't got no one to turn to. However, even with your spouse, when you partner that up with God, a threefold togetherness with God is not easily broken. Take care, God bless, and always much love.